Greetings everybody. Myself Palkumar Pat. Welcome to LeetCode problem solving series. Today we are going to solve the question 1431 kids with the greatest number of candies. We'll start by understanding our problem properly and then move to the most optimized solution for solving the problem. Let's just start by understanding what our problem is trying to say. So first of all, we are given two inputs, an array named as candies and another integer called extraCandies. Now first of all, let me break down our inputs. See, candies is an array which contains a number of integers. Okay, now every integer represents the number of candies that particular index. Now here index is represented as a child as mentioned in the problem. So every index represents the number of candies that respective child is having. Like for the 0th index, the 0th child is having 2 number of candies for the first test case as shown here. Similarly, every index represents its own number of candies that particular child is having. And extra candies represent the number of extra candies that we are having, the problem solver is having. Now, what we need to do, what our task is that we need to return another array in the form of, we can say a boolean array, which contains a number of boolean values. Now, the size of the returned array is always exactly equal to the input given array called candies. Okay, it is fixed. Now how we need to fill is that, first of all, from starting to the ending, for every index, we need to check that if every particular index, every particular child, when given the extra number of candies, is that child having the highest number of candies or not. Okay, let me give an example for better understanding. See, first of all, in the given input array, we are like for the first test case as shown here, the highest number of candies is 5. Okay, so we will have in our mind that yes, highest number of candies is 5. Now, as I mentioned, we'll start from the first itself. So if first child, which is having currently 2 candies, if it is given 3 candies, which we are having as an extra number, so 2 plus 3 will be 5. And 5 is like we can say currently the highest number of candies. So we will place true as its value. Okay, as you can see here, when 2 is given, like first child is given the extra number of candies, we know that yes, that child will have the equal number of highest number of candies. So we will place true as that child's value. Similarly, for every child, let me draw in for you. See, for the second child, which have 3 number of candies, 3 plus 3, when that child will be given extra number of candies, so 3 plus 3 will be equal to 6. Now 6 is greater than 5, which is our highest number of candies. So again, that child will also have the highest number of candies. So again, for that child also, we will place true as our answer for its value, that particular index. Similarly, for 5 also, obviously 5 plus 3 will be equal to 8. 8 is again the highest number of candies. So 8 will be, true will be the, we can say answer, which will be placed for that particular index. Now for the fourth index, or we can say third index, the fourth element, the fourth child, which currently have 1 number of candies. When it is given the extra number of candies, it will have 1 plus 3 equal to 4. So 4 is not greater than or equal to 5, which is our highest number of candies. So we will place false as its value for that particular index. And again, 3 is obviously true because we have put true for 3 in previous values. Now this is our complete task. Like for every index, for every child, we just need to check if that child is given the extra number of candies, is that greater than or equal to the highest number of candies present or not. Okay, this way we need to put true or false for each and every child in an array and return that array in the end of the code. Okay, this is our complete simple task. Now, first of all, before moving to the optimized solution, okay, because the problem is similar, so before moving to that, let me clear a doubt which most of you or some of you would be having, that if at this let's just take an example that we are at this iteration, okay, second iteration of the first test case candies. So we are having 3 as our, we can say, input, the child's value. So when 3 will be extra candies will be added to 3, it will give us answer as 6. So 6 is the highest number of candies. Now some of you will think that if 6 is our current highest number of candies, that why we are comparing this with 5. See, what our problem says is that we need to take a reference. Okay, let's say for this test case, okay, for the second test case, we know that yes, our highest number of candies is 4. So our reference to check if our current candies after addition, that child is having highest or not, the comparison with whom which we are going to do, that reference is fixed, that it is 4 and 4 only. Okay, it's not like that while iterating, if we are going to encounter a child which is having highest number of candies equal to 8, then our reference won't be changed from 4 to 8. It will stay 4 and 4 only. Why? Because our reference is always fixed according to the problem. It is mentioned in the problem that uh, before we start iterating and adding candies to each and every child to check according to our condition, we need to fix our reference to check which will be the highest number of candies that we are having before starting the iteration. Okay, I hope you are understanding what I'm trying to say. Then too, I will make you understand again while I will be writing the code. So let's just now move to the most optimized solution for solving the problem. Okay, so what our solution will be, that we will obviously have a variable which will be named as max. Okay, which will have the reference, the highest number of candies that we have before we start iterating. Okay, so let's just first complete that part. Okay, as I mentioned, we will have a variable called max, which will be let's not put it 0. Okay, let's just put it as int min. Okay, this is a way where like by using which we can initialize the comparison variables. Like for our problem, we are going to use this max as our comparison we can say a variable. So for that type of variables, we can use this way. Like we can initialize them this way. Like if it's max, like if we are going to have checking for maximum values, then we should initialize it as int min. And if we are going to use this type of variable, int minimum equal to, if that type of variables we are going to use where we need to check if our current value is minimum than the already present or not, then we need to initialize it as int max. Okay, this is a way in C++ which is like mentioned as a good practice. Instead of we can say initializing by 0, we should initialize it as int max or int min. It can be mentioned as a very good practice. Okay, I was just mentioning for your information. So after initializing max, as I mentioned, we will iterate through our complete given array, or we can say vector candies, from start till the end. And during that iteration, as I mentioned, we will just calculate our reference first, that what is our highest number of candies currently before we do anything, which will be our reference for the rest of the complete problem, rest of the complete code. So for that, we are going to just do this simple task, that if the current candies of I is greater than the already present max, then simply store it in the max named variable. Okay, which will help us at the end of this code to have a complete reference. Okay, like after completion of this for loop, we will have a max variable, our complete reference, our reference ready, which we need to use while we do our process of forming this complete boolean array, which we need to return at the end. So now after having a reference variable, as I mentioned, we will be needing a boolean value, a boolean array. Okay, so for that, let's just declare that. Okay, bool answer. Okay, let's just put it as a vector itself instead of array. It will be more better to use. So the vector will be containing boolean values only, and its name will be answer. Okay, so like that, we have initialized a vector which we are going to use during the complete problem. Now, as I mentioned, we will start by iterating again through the complete given input. Okay, and during that iteration, what we are going to do is that we will simply use the max named variable which we have as our reference to check if after adding extra candies to the current integer or current, we can say, pointer, after adding extra candies to that current pointer, is the current number of candies greater than or equal to max? Is yes. If that is yes, then we will push true, otherwise we will push false. Okay, I hope you understood what I'm trying to say. Let me just then to do it for you. See, as I mentioned, we will first add the extra number of candies. So candies of I is equal to, like plus equal to means equal to current candies plus extra number of candies. Okay, here it will be candies. Okay, so instead of writing it this way, we will simply write it plus equal to. Okay, so this way we are first adding extra number of candies that we are having into the current pointer. current index. After adding that, as I mentioned, we will simply check if the current candies after adding is greater than or equal to our reference variable, then simply push true in the answer named array, answer named vector. Push back true. Okay. Else simply push back false. Answer dot push back false. Okay, this way at the end of this complete loop we will have our conditions perfectly checked and a answer named array vector only containing boolean values built from scratch according to our condition using our candies named array and extra candies named variable according to our condition given. So this way at the end of the for loop, as I mentioned, we will have our complete vector which we need to return. So let's just return it, return answer, and let's just check if that works for our main test cases or not by running. So yeah, it perfectly works. Let's just submit the code to check it for our internal edge cases. So yeah, it perfectly works. As you can see, it is the most optimized solution because we are using two loops in a row, which means our time complexity is equal to order of 2n, which is equivalent to order of n. So this way, we are using a highly optimized solution for solving this problem. If you want to test this code, you can get that from the description of the video below. I have attached the repo link to it. So this is the complete approach. If you like the way I mentioned solve the problem, you can like the video. If you want to check other videos of LeetCode problems, you can check the playlist LeetCode problem solving series. Also, I'm trying to add daily questions. Okay, I'm going to work in that soon. So for that also, following that, you can subscribe to channel. Okay, many other content related to tech and coding is also there. You can subscribe to the channel for that. Also, if you want to connect with me personally, you can do that by using the social connections link present in the description of the video. Thank you for staying till the end. Thank you very much.